Hello, scholars, and welcome back. You've made it to week. What are we at? Week 6 of CJ485 Methods of Research in Criminal Justice. I hope that for many of you, you're feeling some weight lifted off your shoulders. There should be a big sigh of relief because as we move into the final weeks of this course, you need to realize that much of the heavy lifting, many of the big, large components of this course have already been completed. And for many of you, you have done a very strong job in creating some very quality research studies and components of your research prospectus. So for many of you, you should be feeling very comfortable and really feel a sense of relief that much of the hard work in this course has already been accomplished. So here in week 6, we're going to take a little reprieve from our research study, take a quick tangent, and talk about the IRB process, this Institutional Review Board, and why that is important for us in academic research. And because we are going to be away from our research project, does not mean that we are done with our research project. For many of you, you have got some sort of feedback over the previous weeks based upon your topic, your problems purpose statement, your research questions, your lit review. You need to take all that in and make those corrections. If I've offered or if I've said that something needs to be corrected, this week would be a good opportunity to address that because you will need to have all those pieces corrected when you finally turn in that large critical assignment, that research prospectus. And remember, that is going to be that big ticket item. That's going to be that critical assignment, the big points, and you're going to want to correct those in order to pass that critical assignment. And in order to pass this class, you need to pass that critical assignment. So we need to correct what we have in the past or any issues we've had in the past, and also focus here on week 6 of, focusing on the IRB process. So let's look at our agenda. We have our reading assignment. We're going to be in chapter 10 of the text, talking about agency records, content analysis, and secondary data. There's a series of PowerPoints that have been provided on all those topics, and there is a video on content analysis. But let's jump into our assignments this week. So here we have our assignment number 6, our IRB application. And although we are not actually going to be completing our research for this class, I wanted to see that the forms that you need to complete in order to have IRB approval. I have posted a sample consent form and a fillable PDF form for IRB review and approval. Please fill in the relevant information in both documents, save them as PDF files, and submit them for assignment. All the information you need for these forms has been written as part of your weekly activities in weeks 1 through 5. Please let me know if you have any questions as you work through these statements. This will be due on Sunday, August 12th, 11:59, 25 points available. Here is your rubric for this, so please read through that, and let's now look at each one of these forms. So our Form B, our expedited review form. So our institutional review board here at Cal Baptist has provided these forms. And remember that every institution that's doing research has an IRB board or panel or committee, whatever the institution calls it. And in order to do academic research at that institution, whether you are faculty or you're a student, a doctoral candidate, a master's student trying to complete your thesis, you are going to need IRB approval so that they ensure that your research is not going to affect or impact your human subjects. Human subjects being the people that are taking or are part of your research. And with this IRB is in place to protect the human subjects. It's that clear, it's that concise. Obviously, there is research done at institution that has very strict IRB approval. If you are going to be interviewing a vulnerable population, children, incarcerated females or incarcerated individuals, pregnant females, handicapped individuals. Those are very protected classes and vulnerable subject in the eyes of IRB, and they scrutinize your subjects very closely. Remember, IRB approval is for all types of academic research. So you can see that medical research, where you're going to be doing experiments on human subjects, how that would be highly scrutinized. But it also applies to us in the social sciences when we're going to be interviewing or doing research on individuals. We want to protect their anonymity. We want to make sure that that the information that we get from them isn't affecting them in a negative manner, and that we protect whatever information they give so that it doesn't hurt them detrimentally in the future. So that is the purpose behind IRB, all here at Cal Baptist and globally, that before any type of research is conducted, one needs to get IRB approval. When I was doing my dissertation process, this was a big hurdle to get IRB approval. Once you got IRB approval, that gave you the green light to actually do your research. But I have provided the form for you, and I want you to fill this out. Remember, some of this is going to need to be made up based upon the theoretical kind of concept that you're actually going to do your study. So the date, the IRB number is assigned by IRB. You need to have a title for your project. The principal investigator, that's going to be you, your name. The department and school, OPS. Provide a number and an email address. The co-principal investigator, that would be if you have an assistant doing research with you. For many of you, you can leave that blank or actually remove that. Your faculty advisor, you can put myself in there, Brian Gazzetta, OPS. You can make up a phone and an email address. IR review category, expedited. Research type, other. CJ485 research methods. Type of submission, we could use new. Funding, we're not being funded. Check your application, and we are going to include an informed consent form. And a signature from the principal investigator. Just type in your name and a date, and it is going to be that simple. That's simple. Then the form that's going to take a little more work is going to be your consent form. So I've added this as a sample, so you're going to have to remove certain portions of this and replace it with your information. You are invited to participate in research and study conducted by your name at California Baptist University, Department of Online and Professional Studies. I hope to learn, and I have here state what the study is designed to discover or establish. That sounds a whole lot like your purpose statement. So you might want to put your purpose statement in. You were selected as a possible participant in the study because, and that goes into our last week, when you said, what is the population? Because you fit the age demographics that I'm looking for. You are between the ages of 22 and 26, and you live in Riverside County, per se. So you're going to want to work through this document and take out my bracketed information and replace it with information that is unique to your study, which should all be information that you have already utilized for or provided throughout this process, whether in your problem, purpose statement, your research questions, and all of that is going to be filled in here. So you're going to complete that, you're going to save it, and then both of these documents are going to be attached and submitted this week. So your two IRB forms, one being the full review and one being converting my sample consent form into a usable consent form for your study that you would be giving to all your participants. We also have our week 6 quiz. Our week 6 quiz this week is going to be, once again, true, false, multiple choice, no time limit, but once you open it, you must complete it in one setting, so keep your time management in mind. And finally, we have our journal, and our journal, once again, this week is a reflection. I want to know from you, what did you know about IRB before and now after? I got a series of questions there. Prior to this week's assignment, were you aware that there is an institutional review board here at CBU? Now that you have completed the IRB application, do you have a better understanding? And how would you explain the role and importance of IRB to fellow students? So just fill that out and submit that as well, the rubrics right here. So that takes care of week 6. So because we're so close to this end of this course, I want to just quickly navigate through week 7 and week 8 so that we don't have any surprises as we move forward. Here in week 7, we are going to work on our methodologies chapter, a quiz, and a discussion board. So we have our methodologies chapters due. Remember in our research perspectives template, we had that introduction for chapter 1, our lit review for chapter 2, methodologies for chapter 3, a reference, and an appendix, making up 4 and 5. So this is that chapter 3 we're going to work on in week 7. And then finally, if we look at week 8, we are going to see that we have some deadline dates that are going to hit us. Our research prospectus is due week 8, day 3. So we have, in essence, the remainder of week 6, all of 7, and just a few days, 3 days into week 8 to finish up this project. So understand that if you have anything from the previous weeks that I've asked you to readdress, this would be the week to get those things tightened up. Because once you submit that here on week 8, day 3, I'm going to expect those corrections to be there. This is that big critical assignment that carries a large amount of points. So if those aren't corrected, you're going to, obviously your grade's going to reflect it. And if they are, this is a way for many of you to really capture those points and submit that good quality, strong research prospectus. And then a final exam, a journal, and a course eval for the remainder of this class. So that's what we have as we close out week 6 and look forward into our future in week 7 and week 8. Once again, any questions, concerns, comments, send them all my way. I hope that you all have a blessed week. I would hope by this point you really got a great footing. You're ready to finish this project up, get this completed, and move on. So I look forward to reading all your assignments this week. Good luck with your IRB applications, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.